Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it reads like this. Hello, my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman who is aged 23 years old. I came here to South Africa. This was when I had been called by my auntie. So my auntie, she had been in South Africa for a very long time. When I was still young, that is when she came here to South Africa, and ever since she came here to South Africa, she never returned back home. Then my auntie, she then got married to her husband, who is a South African man. Later on, after I had failed my O level, there was nothing for me to do. My mom and my auntie, they spoke, and they decided that it was far much better for me to come to South Africa so that I can find something worthwhile to do with my time. So when I came here to South Africa, what my mom had said, that if you find enough money, then when you return back home, then you can try to do like a nursing course or anything that was going to make my life a little bit better. So I came here to South Africa, and I found out that everything was just different. So I never expected that my auntie, whom we had that she was married to a South African man, would turn out to be a prostitute. That was the reality that was on the ground that met me after I had came to South Africa. Upon my arrival, my auntie's husband came and picked me up all the way. When we were going to our auntie's house, he was actually flirting with me. This was like very weird, and already these people, what they had done is that they had already found some customers for me, and if they had already found customers, I can say that it was far much better, but they wanted to do something worse with my body. So when I arrived, I saw that auntie, she was at home, but she was already drinking beer. I arrived, it was during weekend. She was so drunk that she could hardly recognize me, but she said that she was happy that I had came, and she said that I was going to make a lot of money. And here and there, I actually found out that these people, when they were saying that they wanted to make a lot of money, they meant that they wanted to make a lot of money through me. And my brother, I was in a desperate situation. I didn't have any money to return back home, so I just started doing whatever they wanted me to do. The first thing that happened is that at their place, a lot of men, they would come, and most of these men, they would come and take their daughters and go with them. And then when I was going around with their daughters, I was then introduced to different men, most of these men that wanted to sleep with me. But what I didn't know at that time is that the man whom my auntie is married to was actually being given the money. When they saw that I was now used to what they were doing, I was now even going out with their daughters, getting some customers and bringing the customers back. And there was one room whereby I would actually get in that room with the customers. It didn't even matter if this was during the day or even in the evening. When my auntie and my new uncle would be at home, they never even bothered. So they would enter into the house, then I will just tell them that I have a friend that I want to be with. Then they'll just say, it is fine, please do not make any noise. So that is the way that we used to survive. Everyone that was making money was actually putting the money on the table. Then we would go and buy the food for everyone to eat. If this was the end of the story, we could say that my auntie was just a prostitute, and that is all. But what my auntie ended up doing was that she had someone who was a herbalist who was actually assisting her. What she would do is that if she would sleep with someone's husband, then she would use some charms on that man so that the man can forget about his family, and the man can keep giving her money. When I grew tired with everything that I was doing, I then spoke with my auntie. All that I wanted was for her to give me back my money, because she was owing me some money. Because when I started working, like doing things that we were doing of selling our bodies, I then spoke with her and I said, you can keep this money. This money, I want to use it by the time that I would have returned back home, and I can go and do do my short course. So my auntie, since she had a bank account, she was like locking away all of that money into her bank account. But my auntie, what I didn't know is that all along she had been using all of that money. Then by the time when I told her that I didn't want this anymore, I just wanted her to give me my money back, my auntie then said that it was already late. He had to go to the bank, and she kept on saying that she will go to the bank, but she never gave me my money. When I kept on complaining, then one night she said that I had to go with her somewhere because there was someone that she wanted to speak with her who could actually give her the money. Then later on, after the bank would have released the money from her account, she will repay that person. So when we were going to that place, I then saw that we were going to this other traditional healer's place. We went in there and I could not understand why we were there, but my auntie said that since I already had a trip whereby I was traveling back to Zim, there were some charms that she wanted this traditional healer to give me so that along the way I won't have any challenges like facing an accident or having any problems at all, or maybe my money being stolen. So that traditional healer ended up giving me some herbs to drink. They were really sour, but I ended up drinking them. The moment that I drank them, that was the moment that I totally forgot about going back home. I continued, and this time around I was no longer doing it for the money, but I was actually doing it because I was enjoying it. Each and every time when a man will say that they want to be with me, I would find myself enjoying everything that the man will be doing to me. It didn't matter like if I would end up sleeping with 4 or 5 guys at a given time. I didn't even care. I was like someone who was addicted to being a prostitute. The money that I was making, I was not even using it. I would give my auntie the rest of the money, then I would send it back home to my mom. And my mom, we had actually lied to her that this money that I was making, I was working at this other shop, and my brother, I kept on doing this until I got so sick. When I got sick, it was like there were things that were coming out of my private parts. These things, they were like parasites. They were like transparent in color, and the thing, it looked like a spider, but not really like a spider, but it had a lot of legs, but it was transparent. When we went to the doctors, they said that these are called pool parasites, but they were surprised as to why they were coming out of my private parts. Anyway, I was given some antibiotics, then those parasites stopped coming out of my private parts. Again, my brother, I got so sick. At that time, that was when my auntie said that I had to be given something so that I can be protected, because maybe I was sleeping with people that were using their charms on my body. So I was supposed to be given some things that were going to protect me, and that was fine with me. I was taken back to that traditional healer. That traditional healer then made me to sit on a bucket, and as I was sitting on that bucket, that this traditional healer is a man, he then started putting his hands into my private parts as if he was like doing that FF on me. My brother, it was not nice at all, but he was saying that he was actually putting charms into my private parts so that I can always be protected. This thing, when it happened, it was in 2019. So since 2019, my brother, I have been suffering from another STI that just came out of nowhere. This STI, it started like just when we had came from that traditional healer. I always feel pain in my private parts. Sometimes I even struggle to walk. I feel like there is something that is eating up my womb. I tried complaining to my auntie about this issue. Then a husband started saying that I had stolen his money. That is when they kicked me out of their house. Currently, I am staying somewhere else where I am working. I am now staying in a different province, far away from where I was staying with my auntie. Since that year when I came to South Africa, I have never returned back home. But what is troubling me is this STI that doesn't want to be healed. I have tried to go and buy some pills from different pharmacies. I have tried to go to private clinics, but all of it is not working. There was one doctor who told me that antibiotics that I have been given, it is quite a lot throughout the years, so my body will end up resisting the antibiotics. So he said that I need to look for other natural solutions. He even suggested that I should go and pay a visit to a traditional healer. Maybe they can assist me. A doctor telling me that this condition that I am suffering from in the medical field, they do not know how to cure it. Maybe a traditional healer can assist me. So since that year that the man made me to sit on a bucket, and after that using his fingers to insert the charms into my private parts, I have been suffering since that year. Even today, me and my auntie, we are no longer on speaking terms. That is the reason as to why I have come here on your platform. I am not selecting as for now. If there is a pastor who can pray for me and remove whatever that was inserted into my womb, I am willing to do anything. And if there is a traditional healer that can assist me, please assist me. But as for now, there is no way I can get money to pay upfront. I'll be able to pay once I am okay. I am working, my brother, but each and every day it is a new struggle for me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. She was saying that she is looking for any kind of help, and she said that since 2019 until now, she has never slept with a man, because whenever she tried to do that, she feels so much pain, as if the man that she will be sleeping with would have inserted fire into her womb. Yo,